Hey there, so I thought I'd do a different type of video today, and that is going through some of my very old vintage short stories and poetry. This is not all of it. I have a lot of it. I have almost everything I wrote when I was homeschooled, but this is some more stuff that I wrote when I was homeschooled back in 2001 and 1999. Yeah, we're going back way back before the 2000 generation. But one of the things that I think my parents did good by me was they really tried to spark my imagination as a child when I was younger. My parents would make me write weekly book reports, so I would read a book such as The Boxcar Children. That was a big thing that I grew up reading, was The Boxcar Children. And I'd read that book, and then I'd have to write one-page summary of the book that I read. So it was basically a weekly book report. It would just have to be a page. It'd have to be handwritten, and a lot of this is all handwritten by me, and you can even see that this is stuff that's handwritten by me in 2001 and 2000 and 1999. And we're gonna go through it today. Please take a note. I will This is very young me, okay? So don't be too harsh on a child. This one is from November 19th, 2001. And this short story is called Nomads of the Sahara Desert. One summer day, I took a trip to the Sahara Desert to visit nomads. Nomads raise livestock and move around to find food and water. They live in tents. Nomads had many possessions. They wore long, loose clothes which protected them from the sun. The men had metal weapons like knives and guns. The women often had jewelry, cooking, pots, and dishes. See, even as 10 years old I was sexist. Nomads like to trade with people in villages or on oases. I watched a group of the nomads get in a battle over who got the oasis first. I hid behind a sand dune. They fought until noon. Finally, one group left. They saw me hiding and invited me to eat with them. I spelled invited I-N space V-I-T-E-D. Nomads think it is important to be kind to visitors. I drank goat milk. Yuck. It was awful. Also, I ate lamb chops and vegetables. That was okay. It was getting late, so I said goodbye. I rode my camel back to Timbuktu. It was an exciting day visiting the nomads of the Sahara Desert. The end. Isn't that cute? I was only a measly, actually I was 9. I was 9 years old when I wrote Nomads of the Sahara Desert. And here we have, this was actually the following week of the same month. It's another short story. One page. Yeah, I had the date, time date. I had the date everything that I was writing. The Python and the Rabbit. Once upon a time, there was a rabbit and a python. The rabbit was walking to the pond to get a drink of water. Suddenly, he heard a noise in the bushes. A python was looking for a meal. The rabbit began to run for his life. Then the python coiled. I spelled coiled C-O-I-L-E-B. The python coiled around the rabbit and squeezed it until it could not breathe. The snake extended its jaws and ate the rabbit. Then a hunter came with a shotgun and shot the python, and he got the rabbit out from the python's mouth. The rabbit then ran free. The end. Daniel Sulzbach. So if you've noticed, the past two pieces of little short stories that I've written have a theme. I like guns. It always involves somebody being shot. in some way, some context. There's another one. I don't know why I drew this. I have no idea why I drew this. This doesn't have a name. One day I fell asleep. I dreamt about Africa. Funny, because I was actually in Africa. I've been to Africa now. I was in the jungle when a large boa constrictor slid out of the tree. Oh my god. This is so intense. I was excited to see it. Such a large snake. I had never seen a large snake before. He was looking for prey. I grabbed my camera and took a picture. He wanted to eat me for breakfast, guys. I deliberately took another photograph and took off running. The snake chased me for miles. Then I woke up. The end. Daniel Sulzbach. Wasn't that not riveting? Wasn't that the most intense, engaging story of a boa constrictor that you've ever heard? I don't know. I think this could definitely win some short story awards from 1999 and 2000. Another short story, exactly 1 page. I have a frog named Jumper. He is my best friend. He slept in my bedroom late last night. In the morning, we ate In the morning, we ate Quaker oatmeal for breakfast. In the afternoon, my friend Jumper the Frog went outside to catch snakes. You can see an overwhelming theme. Another theme is I liked reptiles. I liked amphibians. Snakes and frogs is a typical theme of me when I was a child. I love snakes, hence the name Repzion. In the afternoon, my friend Jumper the Frog went outside to catch snakes. My friend Jumper tricks the snake by standing in front of the snake. The snake struck out at Jumper. Jumper jumps in the air and catch the snake. Jumper and I make a good team. Jumper found his love. It was the snake. The end. Daniel Sulzbach. I'm not sure exactly what I was thinking with this, on how I built a love relationship between a snake that tried to eat the frog, but they somehow fell in love. But I don't know. Don't ask me to explain this shit. I don't have answers, guys. All right, so this one, this is a certification. I don't even know if you guys can properly read this or not. I don't know if it's zooming in. But what this is, certification for Daniel Sulzbach. This is certification of completion, awarded to Daniel Sulzbach, May 27, 2001, for learning and demonstrating the character qualities of attentiveness, obedience, truthfulness, gratefulness, generosity, orderliness, forgiveness, sincerity, and virtue, presented by Brenda Dumont and Brandon Dumont, Sunday school teacher, executive pastor James Anderson. So, God, I'm trying to remember. There was in Sunday school when I was, because I went to church. I grew up religious. This certification. I'm trying to remember. There was actually a curriculum, right? A curriculum where we would go through attentiveness, obedience, truthfulness, gratefulness, generosity, orderliness, forgiveness, serenity, and virtue. And these were like the 10 qualities, like, as a child, that I was taught to abide by from the Bible. Like, we would use the Bible, but we also had a curriculum that would teach all these, character qualities: attentiveness, obedience, truthfulness, gratefulness. And it was all about, like, when you look in retrospect, you look at this and, like, those are good qualities, right? Attentiveness, truthfulness, gratefulness, generosity. But the problem was that this was centered around always God. So my certification here was one of religious indoctrination. Alright, so here's the next part of this video. This one's a little bit more cringy. I'm not going to share all of them because I have a big old folder. Look at how, that's a lot of papers. A big old folder of stuff that I've never shared online, and I'm just not going to. I'll save that for people who get to know me in real life. But I wrote this when I was 14 and 15. So these were my emo days, okay? This is when I had black nail polish. This is when I had a mushroom top head. So when I dyed my hair black, this is when I was obsessed with My Chemical Romance and a lot of emo-type scene music. I'm going to share with you my poetry. This puts you in the time frame. This is also the time frame where I started self-harming. That's a whole nother story, a whole nother video in the future, but just take into account my mental state at 14, 15, going through puberty was not the best. Edge. That's the name of the poem. Okay. I'm so terrified that you'll leave me, that you'll shatter my heart. You could be cliff's edge, this could be the start. Where the end begins, the place where I lose my grip. But I can't let you know, I have to bite my lip. You're the land that I've waited for, waited so long to walk across. And even though you care, time could not give a toss. Then the cliff would have to crumble. I'd be too close to the edge. I'd dash to make my way back and slip right off that ledge. And as I would be falling, I wouldn't be running to catch. I would be screaming. I would just detach. Don't understand that poem because I didn't lie. That's a horrible poem if you think about it to me, but at the time I thought it was amazing. Edge. This next poem is called Worthlessness. What an engaging title for a poem. Worthlessness. Red bleeding tears rolling down my face. They just keep telling me how much I'm a disgrace. I feel emotionally sick. I can barely breathe, like I'm slowly suffocating, detached from what I believe. I'm feeling every emotion. I'm tired and alone, feeling violated and lost. I feel like a sinking stone. Blood droplets rained gently down on my skin. My numbing lips soon become a grin. My mirror image begins to scream. My eyes are in agony. I wish this was a dream. I can't control my bloodlust. It is me I cannot trust. To end all this aggressive pain, please end this and put a bullet through my goddamn brain. That's a little cryptic. Little depressing, is it not? The funny thing is about this specific poem that I wrote, specifically the second line, red bleeding tears roll down my face, they just keep telling me how I'm such a disgrace. This poem was actually in relation to sexual abuse. I was trying to express what I was going through ages 14 up to 17, between some of the stuff that happened within the church. And this, I think, as edgy as this poem is, Worthlessness, it does, I think, I'm feeling every emotion. I'm tired and alone, feeling violated and lost. I feel like a sinking stone. This does accurately portray how I was feeling when this was written. And I know it's edgy and all, but it's definitely interesting to look back at and see that I was trying to express myself through poetry, because at the time I had nobody to talk to about what I was going through, which was a lot of feelings of shame and guilt. Next poem, Deception. Ashamed of myself once again, but none of this is ever new. So apathetic and unforgiving, but inside my heart is broken into two. Lovely words surround my ears, giving me deception for some time. Fake a few smiles, I fight back the tears, swallow the anger and say that I'm fine. Forget the emptiness, life is nothing but unfair. Pretending like nothing's wrong, honestly, who would care? Go ahead and pretend like you care, and I'll pretend you mean it all. Lie and say to me it's gonna be okay. Good thing you didn't see those tears fall. Angry thoughts and hurtful words, explain why your words never seem real. I've been nothing but numb all of this time. I tore my heart open just so I could feel. I realize it sounds absurd now, but in the future it could be true that you could stop loving me and I would be blue. Left alone to cope, worst of all you wouldn't care. Just anger in my heart that I ever let you in there. I like that particular phrase of the end of this poem, anger in my heart that I ever let you in there, because it does really, like, I know when you're 14, 15 and you're going into your first relationship, when you get hurt by somebody, that act of feeling vulnerable is scary. Hence, I was very angry that I let somebody get close to me. Because one day you could walk away like I was nothing, like memories don't matter, like everyone else, you would have started off to save me. Then, you would just let me shatter. Those are my 3. I actually have more dark, cryptic, emo poems, but this video is already 15 minutes in length, and you've got a small dosage of the young, homeschooled Christian me when I would write poems and short stories. So what do you guys think? Bad, horrible, cringe? Let me know in the comments below. But before we end this video today, I'd like to recommend an audiobook for your listening entertainment and enjoyment through Audible. Rhett and Link's The Book of Mythicality, a field guide to curiosity, creativity, and tomfoolery. Rhett and Link happen to be one of my favorite YouTubers, of my top 5 primarily. Their videos are videos that I can never miss, and they recently brought out a book with a compilation of a bunch of their short stories, stuff they haven't shared in videos before. And if you like Rhett and Link just like I do, I would highly recommend this book. It's super funny. The writing is clever, it's witty, but most of all, it is an audiobook, meaning that you can listen to it on the go no matter where you're at, what you're doing. The flexibility of audiobooks is a way into the future, and Audible has an unmatched library of audiobooks from every type of topic you can possibly think of. If you sign up to Audible today using my vanity URL, audible.com/Mr. Repzion, link right down below in the description and right below in this video. You can sign up today using my vanity URL and get a free 30-day trial along with a free audiobook. Check out the Book of Mythicality. You will not regret it, and I guarantee you it will make you smile and laugh at least at some point during your listen. Thank you for watching and have a great rest of your day.